Namaskar everyone and welcome back to another episode of Everything Kosher. My name is Shivas Dhar and I'm the Secretary of KOA Youth and we're bringing back another family episode. Today I'll be speaking with my father, Shivas Dhar, who is KOA Zone's 8 Director and the Program Director of KOA Education Assistance Program. Papa, would you please introduce yourself and share your professional and family background?
Thanks, Ritul, and first of all, thanks for having me on KOA podcast. Namaskar, everyone. My name is Shivas Dhar. I was born and brought up in Ganpatiyar, Kashmir. SS1 Ganpatiyari Khar, Ritul. So we were popularly known as Ganpatiyari Khar in a positive way, and I really felt accomplished with that identity. We were very lively and protective of our community. I was 10 years old when we were forced to flee our homeland, and since then it has been almost 34 years and I'm still yearning for my roots in Kashmir. Since last 8 years I'm living in Michigan with my family, my wife Anisha Dhar, my 2 sons Ritul and Sanmish Dhar. Regarding my professional background, I have completed my mechanical engineering from Pune University in the year 2002. Have 20 plus years of experience in automotive research and development. I had a great learning opportunity, to be very honest. I worked globally across India, Japan, Europe and United States. So that sums up my introduction. Ritul.
Thank you for the introduction. So, in today's episode, we want to highlight one of the many programs KOA runs for a community back in India, the EAP program. This is Season 2, Episode 6, Giving Back to Build Educational Futures. Let's get into that. Papa, take it away. So, how did you get involved in KOA?
I have been associated with KOA since last 4 years. It has been so far a wonderful journey. I took role as an education research program co-director under the leadership of Dr. Tejnath Kaul, who is a founding member of this program and has given his heart and soul for EAP. I have no words for Tejji. And I really want to thank Archana ji, who is KOA president, for providing me this opportunity. Honestly, I found my passion for serving the community through this program, and from last 2 years I'm working as director Zone 8, trying my best to serve my community and help our culture and rich heritage and trying to keep it alive.
Wow, that's impressive. Education is such a crucial aspect of our life. So, tell us something about EAP.
Ritul, before I further elaborate on EAP, I would like to let my listeners that who else probably knows the value of education better than Kashmiri Pandits. We know the value of education. After being forced to leave our homeland in 1990, the only thing that stood between our survival and extinction was education. It was the main tool to fight adversity and ensure the new generation stands with dignity and pride. There's a saying which says, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. That is the objective of KOA Education Assist Program. We provide assistance in tuition, boarding, lodging expenses of college-bound refugee students to pursue professional training in various institutions in India. And Education Assistant Program, if you go back, it was started in 1995 and it has benefited more than 2,300 students in aspiring their dreams of higher education.
Wow, 1995? That's impressive. That's almost 30 years ago.
Yeah, you heard it right. And I would say KOA has played a pivotal role in sponsoring the needy and deserving kids for the higher education.
So how does EAP select these students?
This is a good question. The eligibility for sponsorship is very clear and it's very straightforward. Regarding selection, the students are selected on merit come poverty basis. Obviously, the priority is given to those who are rendered orphan or a single parent child. There are some families who have underlying health conditions, and we definitely give them priority. And students who live in migrant camps and have good academics, they are also getting prioritized in the list. However, there are two main requirements broadly. One of them is the applicant must be refugee from the Kashmir Valley, and the second is the applicant must provide proof of admission in a recognized educational institution in India.
So, how many students did EAP select last year? And how did we know that they're really requiring financial assistance?
Well, I might not be 100% correct on the figures, so forgive me for that. But I think in 2023 we sponsored close to 240 students, and regarding finance, we raised around $145,000 and 650,000 Indian rupees, which was the highest ever in last 35 years. Again, thanks to all the donors for their generous donation.
So, how much does EAP pay everybody, like every year, to all the students?
As of now, we pay $625, which was raised 2 years back. Earlier, we used to pay $525. However, we did an education fee survey in India, and after especially COVID, the inflation got high. So we tried to come as close as to $625, which is around 50,000 Indian rupee, and that's what is average annual school fee in India. So like some people are in engineering, some people are in say business. So we try to kind of help them with this amount so that they can at least give the tuition fee for their annual year.
Sponsoring the needy is always a great service. So I have two questions.
Mm-hmm.
How many did we sponsor last year, and how many were in real need?
Well, each and every one of them was in real need. I mean, we sponsored 240 students, and as I said, we give priority to orphans and single parent child. I think we had 40 students who were rendered orphan, and we generally get a letter from these students wherein they fill all the details. And honestly, Ritul, my eyes were wet when I went through those portfolios where, during the COVID time, there was a kid who lost both of her parents, and she was very meritorious. She had 85% marks in her 12th grade in her high school, and she wanted to aspire her dreams in a higher education. And I think that it was I think within 5 or 10 days we approved her case, and Archana ji sent her a check. So yeah, they are in a real need. And coming back to students who are residing still in one-room tenements in Jagati camp. So we have more than 30% students who still are coming from the camps where they don't have the space like people or kids in US have, like a separate study room. It's just a one-room set wherein they study, they eat, and they dine. So it's not easy for them. But keeping that aside, honestly, what makes me feel proud is the specialization pool. When you see out of 270 students, we had 10 doctors last year, and 90 plus engineers, 50 plus in the business. So which really shows the compassion for education in our community kids. So I'm really proud of that.
That's fantastic. Do you ever talk to these students or meet them?
We are in constant touch with these students, sometimes directly and sometimes indirectly through our partner Sharika Foundations in Jammu. EAP team works closely with these students for enrolling in sponsorship programs like SAC, EAP, and our team, Sharika Foundation in Jammu. They have to go sometimes door to door for background check and ensure the hard-earned money from the generous donors goes to the right pockets. So, and in addition to that, we also foster strong relationship, and we try to gain first-hand insights by meeting these students and our partners. I went to Jagdi camp last year, and I was really fascinated after meeting these kids. Most of them came from low-income background, but one thing that was common in these kids was their outlook to pursue their higher education and help their family. I think this year both Tejji and Archanaji interacted with students and their parents. So yeah, we are in constant touch with these students.
So in the future, do these students that have like graduated out of the getting the donations pay back at any point of time?
Very good question. I was, asked exactly the same question by a gentleman in our last KOA camp where I presented this KOA presentation, EAP presentation. But let me tell you honestly, our expectation is not that these students pay back us the dollar amount. We are not a bank, that gives a loan to the student. But certainly our expectation is that these kids help community. I think it's a wrong expectations from us to have these kids pay back from the day when they start earning. They have definitely other priorities like paying medical bills for their parents, sometimes getting their elder sister married. I think those all things take priorities than paying back to the KOA. But yes, I think they can when they are gainfully employed, and I always ask students to pay back in terms of getting involved with the community work. And we have a lot of emails from graduated students who send a lot of say appreciation for the donors and want to contribute back to the community by getting involved. And I know there are two families back in Michigan who had received the sponsorship and are paying back now as a donors.
So how can the youth in America help and get involved in KOA EAP program?
Oh, that's a really good question, Ritul. And I think youth in America can play a really significant role in education assist program for privileged community kids by bringing fresh perspectives, energy, and different innovative ideas. We have Ayush Kotru, who has significantly contributed to EAP program, and I have now started believing that I can pass on the baton to youth like him. As youth, I would like them to step forward and work on different ideas. Some of them can be like, say, tutoring and mentoring, right? So young people can volunteer as tutors, mentors, helping these community kids with their academic work, offering guidance and serving as positive role models. They can create educational content because many youth are tech savvy and can assist in setting up, say, learning materials or troubleshooting educational technology, creating digital resources, and teaching digital literacy skills. So I think that's second aspect. But the third aspect I think is advocacy and the fundraising. Youth can advocate for better educational resources and opportunities, as well as engage in fundraising efforts, say, to support this program activities and initiatives. I think by actively participating in these ways, KOA youth can make meaningful impact on the education experiences of our community kids, privileged kids, and contribute to the culture of learning and growth.
Going off supporting, do you mean fundraising? So, how can people donate to this wonderful program?
Well, there's the saying, Ritul, it's giving is not just making a donation, it's about making the difference. So, how can we make the difference? We should donate and serve the community. Well, regarding donation, anyone can donate either by check option, which is payable to Kashmiri Overseas Association, KOA INC, and the other way is to do an online. So we can pay visiting our website, which is koausa.org, and hit the donate button and donate for EAP program. So these are the two different ways to do the donation. And there are also barcodes available if you are right now going to the camp, or if you are visiting the web page, so you might see the barcode, so you can scan with your mobile phone and it will directly take you to the link. So in case people still have questions, so they can reach out to us. So our program directors, Tejnath Kol, myself Shivas Dhar, then Roni Ganju and Aish Kotru, we are always available 24/7 on eapkaoteam@gmail.com.
Well, this was a wonderful conversation, and I definitely gained a lot of knowledge about this program, and I hope our listeners did too.
Thank you again, Ritul and KOA, for the wonderful podcast. It was a pleasure discussing the KOA Education Assist program and sharing our experiences with our listeners.
This was really wonderful, and I hope to keep contributing to EAP. But this brings us to the end of this episode. Once again, thank you, Papa, and thank you to all our listeners for tuning in today. We discussed how the EAP program works, the real impact it holds, and how each and every one of us can contribute to the mission. You can listen to previous and future episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and follow us and hit the bell to get notified when future episode release. Thank you, and we'll see you next time on Everything Kosher.